Hi, my name is Blake, and today I'll be talking to you about sustainable architecture. Our homes are an essential part of our lives. They have uses ranging from where you go to hang out with your friends to the more obvious of where you live, you sleep, you eat, so forth. However, while they are essential to our lives, they also do impact the environment as well. Many homes use exhaustible resources, which are difficult to impossible to get back. Residential buildings consume 65% of all electricity generated and 40% of all raw materials. Also, houses contribute to about 1/3 of all greenhouse gases. Over the last decade, the carbon emissions rose 10%. This, therefore, leads me to my major claim that sustainable architecture is essential to limit the negative impact of buildings on the environment. I will address the issues of how sustainable architecture utilizes renewable resources, how it uses environmentally friendly forms of energy, and how it reduces the overall household waste. My first point that sustainable architecture reuses renewable resources. As stated before, much of the current homes use exhaustible resources. Sustainable architecture, however, uses resources which can grow rapidly or are even from sustainable sources. For example, bamboo is a strong type of wood, yet it also grows extremely fast. Other ways of collecting wood would be if you were to go to a sustainable source or sustainable forest, which the wood is maintained to grow at a certain rate, and so you have a continuous supply. Also, buildings can be built from recycled material. One building, the dwelling in El Escorial in Spain, uses roof panels which are made of recycled gypsum board, and the front door is made of aluminum. Another building in Austria, the K&S House, actually used newspapers on the exterior of the home, which were compacted in such a way that they actually kept out the environmental effects and the drought. In addition, the windows and doors were also made of wood and aluminum. Another way for using, not only are the materials renewable, but they must also be non-toxic as well. My second point is that sustainable architecture uses environmentally friendly forms of energy. Currently, homes use fossil fuels as a main source of providing energy. However, other forms include using natural sources which are limitless to us. One form which is increasingly popular is that of solar energy. 1 square meter of solar panel will generate enough power to run a 100-watt light bulb, and experts such as Stephen Strong, who is an architect and engineer in the field of sustainable design, as well as the founder and president of Solar Design Associates, Inc., states that the widespread use of solar energy will decrease the heating of our planet by displacing energy from thermal power plants, which discharge large amounts of waste heat into the environment. So not only would solar energy be helpful to the environment, it will also counteract the effects of the thermal power plants. Other forms of energy are the use of wind and water as well. Water can be dammed for energy for entire towns to supply enough energy for the entire town, while wind can be utilized as well to supply for a vast majority. According to the American Wind Energy Association, California alone generates 2,096 megawatts of energy. This is enough energy to supply. Energy to 500,000 to 620,000 homes, average households. All of these forms of energy have no negative pollution byproducts as well. Another way, and probably simpler way to limit energy use, is to use local materials for buildings rather than transporting them from further away from other areas. Not only does it save on energy, it also saves money as well, as we don't have to pay for the transportation. My third and final point is that sustainable architecture reduces overall household waste. In sustainable architecture, many of the materials can be reused and recycled, allowing for less buildup of trash and garbage. One example is the Dwight Way, a building in Berkeley, California, which used old telephone books as a means of insulating the walls. Other homes utilize recycled gray water, which gray water is essentially non-drinkable water, which has been purified to a point where, while you can't drink it, you can use it for other ways, such as irrigation of plants and crops, and even for toilet water, for flushing toilets. The benefits for gray water allow us to save on drinking water, which is valuable and essential to our lives as well. And another way for limiting household waste is the use of a composting toilet, which break down waste 10 to 30% of its original volume and either contain, immobilize, or destroy organisms that cause human disease. Thus, with the benefits to the environment that sustainable architecture offers, such as renewable resources, the environmentally friendly forms of energy, and the limitation of household waste, it is apparent that sustainable architecture is essential to limit the negative impact of buildings on the environment.